This is the Brave New Coin Crypto Conversation, hosted by Andy Pickering.
Hi everyone, Andy Pickering here. I'm your host and welcome to the Crypto Conversation, a Brave New Coin podcast where we talk to the people building the future in the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency space. My guest today is Kosala Hemachandra. Kosala is a computer programmer and he is the founder of MyEtherWallet, which of course was one of the original and most popular Ethereum wallets. Welcome to the show, Kosala.
Thank you so much for having me, Andy. I'm super excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here. Yeah, so my understanding is you pretty much created MyEtherWallet. So 5 years ago, this is back in 2015. And am I right in saying you created this, or you put it together, you programmed it, you coded it pretty much 10 days after the launch of Ethereum? Is that right?
Yeah, that is actually pretty accurate. So basically what happened was I have to give a little bit of background about myself before I get into the details, if that's all right.
Please do.
Okay, awesome. I was studying computer engineering at California State University, Northridge. So during my senior year, I actually got into understanding Bitcoin as like a protocol, as a blockchain protocol. I did hear about it a while back, but like most of us thought it was just a scam. It's not going to go anywhere. But then I was totally wrong. And then got into Bitcoin. And basically I was really interested in how it works. And around the same time, Vitalik and Gavin released the yellow paper. And that's when I actually read, for the first time, read about Ethereum. Ever since then, I was really intrigued by it because just by how powerful it is and what it can accomplish, it just clicked something in my mind. And then ever since then, I was following it. And so basically, by the time I was during the testnet also, I was pretty involved. I wrote some smart contracts for testing purposes and all that before before the actual mainnet launch of Ethereum. And after the launch of Ethereum, the mainnet, I was on Reddit and saw so many people having issues accomplishing basic tasks like unlocking their wallet and sending a transaction. So since I knew how to do this back of my head, and only tools that were available for users from the foundation back then were command line, I thought of actually putting together a simple UI, like a user interface, to help out these people who are struggling to accomplish basic, very trivial tasks, as of today. So so that was basically the start of MyEtherWallet. And ever since then, it came out, the original MyEtherWallet came out just 10 days after the mainnet launch, just like you mentioned. And ever since then, we were adding new features. We were whenever Ethereum added a new feature or came up with a new concept, MyEtherWallet was there. MyEtherWallet was the first wallet to implement it. And we grew with Ethereum. So we are here and the Ethereum is here. And basically that's how everything started and where we are right now.
Yeah, that's right, Kosala. So, and that must have been quite a ride to be effectively, part of the Ethereum story from the very beginning right up to now. And well, it's only been 5 years or coming on a little bit over 5 years, but a lot has happened. And of course, we'll talk about some of that, but I'm also fascinated by this idea that, so you're effectively, you saw that right at the beginning, some people were having issues with being able to send and receive and just do basic transactions with the Ethereum blockchain. So you've created MyEtherWallet, one of the first user-facing interfaces for the Ethereum blockchain. And of course, if we move forward to say late 2016 or early 2017, just as the ICO phenomenon was beginning to kick off. And why don't you pick up the story there? Because I know you probably had almost a ringside seat, if you like, as to the beginnings of what would, turn into the ICO frenzy, simply because, of course, people needed a way to send their ETH to the various ICO projects. And of course, you for good or bad, ended up being a big part of that process, right?
Yes, totally. Oh my gosh. So that's there are some quite interesting stories I can tell you about the whole 2017 ICO period. So from 2015, the start of MyEtherWallet, until 2017, it was just adding new features, understanding how smart contract works, and writing documentation. So I'm talking about overall ecosystem of Ethereum. So that's what it was all about, how to create a basic dApp, and and basically those basic needs that to accomplish, or get developers onboarded to Ethereum. And that was up until 2017. And then in 2017, this ICO craze, or ICO boom, or initial coin offerings picked up with ERC20 standard and ICOs. And basically we supported both of them, and MyEtherWallet was the most used, if not the only wallet that facilitated this whole process, because we were supporting ERC20 tokens back then, and also to participate in ICOs. So we basically, MyEtherWallet was everywhere. Every single ICO had an instruction guide on how to participate to the ICO using MyEtherWallet. And to be honest, I had so many late nights on making sure our infrastructure can hold some of these ICO sales, because some of them sold out in 10 minutes, and maybe tens of thousands of people trying to get participate in this ICO, meaning they were trying to send so many transactions at the exact same time. So, and in some occasions MyEtherWallet failed, and we learned from it, meaning not that many people were able to participate because our infrastructure couldn't scale. We learned from it, and I pretty much had to rewrite the whole infrastructure back then in order to support these crazy ICO sales that get sold out in 5 to 10 minutes. And ever since then, we never had any scaling issues. So yes, the infrastructure scaling worked. From that point, that's also when I personally realized MyEtherWallet is just more than a developer tool. Basically, that's when it clicked inside me that this tool, or this MyEtherWallet interface, can be user focused, not just developer focused. Up until then, it was all about supporting developers, onboarding developers, getting them into Ethereum, facilitating Ethereum features, and helping developers to interact with Ethereum, right? And from 2017, I personally realized, from all the ICOs, that this is not just going to be a developer tool. This is going to be a user tool. We can change MyEtherWallet and take it to the next level, where we can onboard new users, help newcomers to Ethereum, and educate new regular audience about blockchain and Ethereum, and then get them on board to Ethereum. So yeah, that was basically what I learned from 2017, because I personally did not participate in any of the ICOs, even though MyEtherWallet facilitated pretty much every single one. But that was a good learning experience for me from the 2017 ICO craze.
So funnily enough, Ethereum marked its 5th anniversary about 2 weeks ago, right? So
yeah.
5 years old. And of course, now the Ethereum community is as large and big and passionate and as excited as ever. And of course, the next milestone is ETH 2.0. And I'd love to get some thoughts from you on the, I suppose, the roadmap for Ethereum there, and just what your views are. But the interesting thing about the ICO phase of 2017, which of course faded away over the last 2 years, but now of course in 2020 the Ethereum narrative has very much moved over to what's happening in DeFi, and there are some similarities to the ICO phase, but of course, a lot of differences as well. And of course, one of those differences being that, the DeFi protocols are actually live working protocols with tokens that are live and have a few more use cases. And so there's obviously a lot happening there, and I want to get your thoughts on this. So I guess maybe a way into DeFi is, my understanding is you guys at MyEtherWallet, you're announcing some new DeFi integrations of your own, right?
Yeah. So that's actually a very interesting topic, and we recently, internally, between my EtherWallet team members, we went discussed about it, how similar is it to what happened in ICOs, right? ICOs came and most of them just disappeared, and people lost so much money. Bottom line, that's what happened. And how similar is it to modern DeFi tools, or everyone's now, it's so hyped. Honestly, in my opinion is that DeFi is overhyped, but DeFi as a technology is feasible and will move forward. So, but right now, I think it's the human tendency to hype up everything. They see something new, and then suddenly it becomes the next big thing, and everyone wants to talk about it. And that's exactly what happened into the 2017 ICO period as well, because that was the next bit, that was the next best thing at that point in time. And Ethereum was suddenly, it was the first blockchain that was able to facilitate this whole process, and no one thought about legal aspect. No one thought about what happens if government get involved in these ICOs, and can they take the money back? Can they force you? Can they fine you? No one thought about it back then. Everyone thought, okay, this is all decentralized, so no one can touch us. But that was proven wrong. The moment SEC got involved on most of these ICOs, and some of the companies actually just disappeared because they couldn't handle the fine, or some people just ran away with the money. And no one can still, there are some projects that no one knows what happened to the money, and no one knows where the people who created the white paper and all that. So at the end, it comes down to doing your own research. You have to figure out, doesn't matter where you invest your money in. You have to do your background, your due diligence, right? For example, let's say you are trying to buy a laptop. I think we do more due diligence on buying a laptop than actually investing in either DeFi or ICOs. We go online, we check out the reviews, we see the feedback, we figure out all the problems that it has, we compare it with another laptop or so. Unfortunately, that's not the case when it comes to ICOs or DeFi, and that everyone wants to make quick money, and therefore they just jump in, and in most cases they get in some cases, or sometimes they lose money, or sometimes they don't even understand how it works, and therefore they lose money. Yeah, there are some similarities between ICO and DeFi. One of them is, I mentioned, it's overhyped as of right now. DeFi definitely is, but like you mentioned, unlike ICOs, DeFi are actual tools that are working, actual systems, functionalities, smart contracts that are implemented already in Ethereum, and they are actively functioning. So it's not something that people invest in hoping that it'll work one day, or hoping that it'll come out one day, hoping that people or the developers behind it will figure it out one day. That's not the case anymore. Also, from the ICO time, we learned that what governments and centralized entities can do to a decentralized environment, how they can get involved, how they can enforce certain restrictions, or put pressure on people, put pressure on developers. And therefore, most of these DeFi smart contracts are coded in a way that completely takes the control out of the creators. So, for example, the compound contract, the compound team is just a token holder. Like they created the contract, they audited it, they did everything. But once it's deployed, now it's deployed, they have no control over it other than as normal token holder that are out there. So anyone who's holding tokens has the exact same amount as like a percentage, obviously, as the creators of the compound contract. So things like that were definitely outcomes or like good educational learnings that we learned because of the ICO, and like everything happened due to that. And even though like DeFi is overhyped as of right now, DeFi concept is very stable, like very solid, and I'm pretty sure it'll move forward and become part of our like day-to-day life.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, Kosala, and that there's obviously there are a lot of really smart people, developers, coders across the Ethereum ecosystem, and of course in the DeFi space. Yeah, you're right. So a lot of lessons have been learnt from the shady business practices of 2017, and now of course the protocols are working, and often they are moving to what you could almost call a truly decentralized state, and whereas the smart contracts are, well, whether they're safe or not is another matter, but they're audited and they're decentralized to various degrees. Well, look, I want to talk about your DeFi integrations with MyEtherWallet, specifically, I think, with the Ren and Aave, right? So, and those are two of the I suppose, Ren and Aave are well-known protocols, at least in the DeFi community. So do you want to just talk a little bit about those two protocols and what the integrations mean with MyEtherWallet?
Yeah. So MyEtherWallet got into DeFi like when it came out, right? Like we integrated decentralized exchanges. Like we had Kyber integration for a while, like almost a year and a half now, and then we recently integrated DEX AG, which is a DEX aggregator. So now you can swap tokens using MyEtherWallet across all the different DEXs. And we also integrated Maker and Aave, like natively integrated inside MyEtherWallet web version. And so we are like big DeFi advocates. So we support all the projects that we believe in, the projects that are reputable. We definitely support them. We integrate them. We bring it forward to our users. Yeah, just like you mentioned, our latest integration it's called MEW Connect. It's been there for a while, but we basically used it internally to connect, so our mobile application is MEW Wallet. So if you have MEW Wallet, you can connect it via peer-to-peer connection. So it's completely again, decentralized. It's between you and your desktop to the MyEtherWallet web version. So that the protocol or the link that it creates, we call it MEW Connect. So we were internally, or we were using it between MyEtherWallet mobile application and MyEtherWallet web before, and then we decided to go public with it and let all the other dApps integrate it as well. So two new integrations are coming out. So this will be the first time that third-party dApp integrates MEW Connect. Those two are Ren and Aave. Ren is it's a Bitcoin bridge between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Aave it's a lending protocol. And these two are extremely popular as of right now, and we are extremely excited to have them integrate MEW Connect to their dApp side. So basically, what you can do if you have a MEW Wallet our mobile wallet installed on your phone, you can go to either Ren Bridge, the dApp, or the Aave dApp, and basically connect your MEW Wallet to that decentralized app or dApp, and just continue with your process. So by using this, now your MEW Wallet is not only secure and it stays in your phone, and not only using all the experience we learned throughout the last 5 years about security and keeping your private keys and everything safe, you can also use all these new DeFi tools out there. And not just that, so we are starting this off with Ren and Aave, but we have lot more. I'm not going to name them, but a lot more partners lined up to integrate MEW Connect. And so you should be able to use your MEW wallet application across, I'd say, almost all the most popular dApps out there pretty soon.
Yeah, and this is what is needed in crypto, right? So it sounds like effectively, what you're creating. So, you start off with MyEtherWallet and now you have MEW Connect, right? So you can connect all the dApps, and really you're creating a kind of an interface to the wider Ethereum / DeFi ecosystem, and you could just access the whole DeFi universe through your interface, right?
Yeah. So basically our motto is, if it works with Ethereum, it works with MEW. So we want to be, our goal is to become the nexus of Ethereum, or like bring the user interface to everything that you can do with Ethereum. And in order to achieve this, we are building not just like, so we did, just like you mentioned, we did start off with just a wallet interface. Now we have, now MEW is a brand itself. So we have MEW Web, which is like still like our most popular app. And then we have MEW Wallet, MEW Connect, MEW CX is the Chrome extension. We have MEWtopia, which is our educational blog platform. And we are like, and our ETHVM, our blockchain explorer is coming out pretty soon. So yeah, we are building our ecosystem around the MEW brand. And basically, whenever we see a bottleneck, or like whenever we see users experiencing problems in accomplishing certain tasks in Ethereum, just goes back to our core, like the main core reason why I created MyEtherWallet. So seeing people having issues, we jump in, we create a solution for that, and we make it easy for people to continue their journey in Ethereum.
And what do you see in terms of the typical user of your products, Kosala, and how do we grow that community of users to where it becomes possible just for, I don't want to say average mainstream user, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When does it become possible for just a normal person who's not already way down the crypto rabbit hole, let alone the DeFi rabbit hole?
Yeah.
When does it become possible for someone to come along and use these tools in a fairly safe and secure and intuitive way, which of course is where we'll get eventually? But what's the time frame, and is that sort of part of the vision that you share?
Yeah, no, like for sure, that's like definitely where we want to be and where we really striving, or like trying our best to get. And at the same time, I'm a person who understands where we are right now and all the complications, all the complexity in blockchain, or like even in Ethereum. I understand them, and it's not like we are right now. We are at least, in my opinion, 5 years behind, or I would say 5 to 8 years behind. Like getting mainstream users to use Ethereum or blockchain for that matter in their day-to-day life. So being realistic, and it doesn't mean that we should stop everything that we are doing and wait 8 years before we get there. It means that we have 8 years to build tools, interfaces, applications, softwares that are necessary for mainstream, for a mainstream user to be onboarded, or like get inside and start using Ethereum or blockchain in their day-to-day life. So our goal is to get to that simplicity, right? Like we have to reduce the complexities of, like, for example, if you take DeFi, like it's even like I'm sometimes confused on exactly what's happening behind the scene. So I don't understand, like it's not easy as just depositing money in your bank account and earning interest. So you have to do certain things, you have to make certain actions in order to get to that point. And our goal is to simplify it and get to the point where it's exactly same as depositing money into your bank account and earning an interest, and reducing all the complexities to get there, and still maintain the decentralized nature of the whole process.
Of course. Well, look, I mean, some people would probably be slightly discouraged to hear you say that mainstream adoption is 8 years away, Kosala. But I think, on balance, you're being fairly frank, and that's probably a pretty good assessment, I think. But I mean that probably brings us to Ethereum 2.0, and by another 5 years, 8 years, maybe we'll see Ethereum 4.0. I don't know, but yeah. Look, just to finish off, I'd love to get some thoughts on I guess the wider Ethereum ecosystem as we move towards the launch of ETH 2.0 and the switch to a proof of stake consensus model. As you know, DeFi is doing its own thing, but of course, the Ethereum developers are hard at work as well as we. What do you see?
Yeah, so definitely. Sometimes I like people start referring. So yes, there's ETH 2.0, which is like, in my opinion, the completely moving to proof of stake. But that launch of so what's happening, the launch that's coming, it's basically like the phase 0 of ETH 2.0.
Right.
It's like the first step towards the full proof of stake. So many people, like I see on Twitter, and like whenever I read things, are really like upset about why it is keep getting delayed. What I want to reinforce is the fact that Ethereum is no longer like a really simple, or like a chain that's at beginner's level. It's already matured. Like it's matured to a level where it was I think the last time I checked, like $46 billion like in market cap. So it's not easy as just turning a switch or releasing an update anymore to switch over or like add a new feature to Ethereum. You have to test it. You have to have multiple clients. You have to have a full audit, give it to university professors to test it and see like whether the algorithms are actually working, whether you can exploit it, or whether there will be any issues, not today, but like issues in 10 years from now. So doing all that is not an easy task. It'll take some time. It's not something that you can rush. And that's why it is where it is right now, and it's getting delayed. But like right now, we are at a very solid stage where the last testnet is out, Modella, and it's performing really well, and we should have the beacon chain released pretty soon. So my assumption is that some are saying it'll be in 2020 Q1, but like I'm hoping it'll be Q4 2021 Q1 I'm hoping it'll be on Q4 2020, like end of this year. To be honest, like we are in a good phase to get to that point. And after that, the actual development of, or like phase 1 to like develop next steps of ETH 2.0 development will start. And frankly, it might take a couple of years as well. So it's because of the exact same reasons, right? Like you have to do all these audits and go through every single line of code to make sure it'll function the way we are hoping it to function. And once we get to proof of stake, it'll definitely be a game changer, because then we'll be able to support pretty much. So like Visa, the number of transactions processed by Visa is like Visa credit card is like the measurement that most of these blockchain products uses, which is like 20,000 transactions per second. And Ethereum should be able to handle that pretty easily, and that'll be a huge milestone in a completely decentralized future, and like to support all these DeFi protocols as well. Because right now I'm actually waiting for the gas price of Ethereum to go down to deploy a smart contract for testing purposes, but it's not. Like for the last like 4 or 5 hours it did not go down. So instead of spend like it's either like, do I have to spend $150 or like, do I have to spend like wait a day or two and like spend $30 to get this smart contract deployed? So that won't be a problem in the future with like that maybe when we can support that many transactions.
Yeah, look, it has been interesting as the DeFi just grows and grows and grows. Watching the gas prices really start to creep up again.
It is.
And the other thing, have you seen this debate that's been happening a little bit on crypto Twitter about the true supply of ETH and whether that can be audited or tracked at the moment? Have you seen that debate that's happening?
I've seen a couple of tweets. To be honest, I didn't really get into it. So yeah, I'm not actually familiar with the whole like everything. I did not like get into those tweets.
Fair enough. I think it just it boils down to effectively, there's no cap to the ETH supply.
I see.
Yeah, but well, I think that's I guess a nice place to finish off. So Kosala, so what we will do is let's go to a very quick break, and then let's come back and we'll finish off with the crypto conversation hot take round.
Whether you're an enterprise fund manager or a retail trader, buying and selling cryptocurrencies successfully requires price discovery you can rely on. Brave New Coin's liquid indices provide trusted US dollar prices for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. Featuring end-of-day or intraday outputs, you can count on the BLX, ELX, and XRPLX for accurate US dollar pricing for smart contract oracles, settlement price discovery, net asset valuation, and performance analysis. Visit bravenewcoin.com to find out more.
All right, we're back, and I am with Kosala. He is the founder of MyEtherWallet. And Kosala, look, I like to finish each podcast with a quick round of rapid-fire crypto conversation hot takes. Are you up for it?
Yes, let's do it.
Excellent. Let's do it indeed. Just want your hot takes, your hot fire. Take your best shot. I have been saying over the last few podcasts I was going to update these questions, and I have been meaning to, and I will. But the first one, where do you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-coin opportunist spectrum? It's a slightly strange question to ask an Ethereum developer such as yourself, but there you go.
Wow, it is a tough question. Can I be in the middle of Bitcoin and Ethereum? Because I believe Bitcoin will be the value token and Ethereum will be the utility token.
Oh, boom. Makes perfect sense to me. All right. Well, Kosala, what would you say is your firmest conviction, crypto opinion?
Wow. It's a tough one. Let's say Ethereum is way more powerful than Bitcoin.
Whoa, boom. I like it. Look, I wouldn't expect you to say anything less, but yeah, I like it. That's been the narrative of this year. We'll have to see how that plays out. Yes. Okay, Kosala, I don't think you're not an American, you're not in America, and neither am I, but I do ask everyone this question. Who do you think wins the American presidential election 2020?
Oh, man. Do I have to answer that? I would say who I want to win and who might actually win might be different, but I hope it'll be the same. And I'm definitely on the side of where most of the smart people are. I'm not claiming to be smart, but like I see where the smart people are, so I'm on that side.
Okay, that's a diplomatic answer, Kosala. I'm almost afraid to ask, but what side are the smart people on?
Oh my goodness. Do I?
You don't have to answer that.
Okay, good. let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I would have just said Kanye West, but that would have been wrong. Anyway, let's move on. Kosala, Bill Gates, he famously said, we tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years and underestimate what we can accomplish in 10. We've kind of talked about this, but what do you think the blockchain space looks like in 10 years' time?
I would say, like I mentioned during the podcast, in 8 years should have mainstream users using blockchain in their day-to-day life, and in 10 years, I believe at least most of finances, or like at least in developed countries, will be using some sort of blockchain or decentralized environment to facilitate the whole process.
Makes sense to me. Hey, look, similarly, Kosala, William Gibson said, the future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. Can you think of an example of the future being here right now, but most people just aren't really aware of it?
Definitely blockchain is one of them, but I also want to mention neural networks and machine learning. It'll be a huge part of our like very near future, and most, if not all, machinery, or like starting from cars to computers to doctors, will be replaced by like neural networks and like artificial intelligence, basically.
Fantastic, I love it. Okay, well, time to zoom out, Kosala. What do you see as the long-term future for the human race? It's a big question. But do you see dystopia or utopia?
I don't think we'll ever be able to achieve a utopia. It'll definitely be a spectrum between those two, especially because with whatever happened, within the last 4 to 5 months, we learned how people can react during a pandemic, or like a situation where it's crucial or critical to follow certain rules, or like follow not necessarily rules, like to help yourself and help the others. You have to follow them, but like there's a group of people who are not willing to do that, and that'll continue to the future as well.
Time to finish this off, Kosala. Finally, what is your favorite science fiction book, film, show, or universe?
I would say Interstellar, the movie. Not just because of the storyline, but because like everything, like even the algorithms, or like the graphic engine that they created is helping out physicists and scientists even to date, about like everything happening around a black hole and how we can visualize it. So it has been a great movie, a great storyline, and a great scientific tool.
Could not agree more. You're not the first person to go with Interstellar, and the reason for that is because it is an incredible piece of filmmaking.
It is.
All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun, Kosala. Thank you very much for coming on the podcast. Nothing else to say really, except the microphone is yours. Please take us out and tell the people where they can go to find you on your various platforms, or where they should go to engage with the MyEtherWallet interface.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Andy. My personal Twitter account is at kvhnuke_. That's kvhnuke_. And all the MyEtherWallet platform, the web interface is available at www.myetherwallet.com, and our mobile app is MEW available both on iOS and Android. Official Twitter account is at MyEtherWallet. We are also available on Telegram. All the links are available, all like our social links are available on myetherwallet.com. So you can use one of them or your preferred method to contact us. And if you have any issues using any of our products, or in like Ethereum in general, please feel free to send us an email to support@myetherwallet.com. And also check out our blog site, educational platform, which is mewtopia.com.
Awesome. Thank you, my man. All the best, and turn those notifications off.
Oh, wow. You can hear them. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for having me, Andy.
A pleasure. All right. Bye for now.
Have a nice one. Bye.